You make me famous. Do I get to talk to President Trump tomorrow? All right.
I guess it depends how famous I make you.
I got a couple of things I'd like to say to him about the treatment of the mentally ill and the homeless in this country. Oh, your name is?
My name is Thomas. What's your name, sir?
My name's Robert Frere Wadley Jr. III. They call me Bob. Well, as Lemony Snicket's series of misfortune events, it goes like this. I'm here basically because the city of Pasadena was 2 weeks late on a permit department. Had a job and had a vehicle. Well, where are we going? Oh, no, I'd like to stay here at my camp.
Oh, okay.
I'd like to sit right here. I don't have much, but things have tendency to grow legs and walk off out here. My wife might be showing up later on. I don't know.
So how long have you been homeless for?
Since about March of this year.
Okay.
It starts in Pasadena, and I get my work permits. Okay. Last year I was working at the Port of Houston. Great job. Wife has a substance abuse problem. Can't be in Galena Park anymore. Had to get her out. That's when the car went down. The car went down. Well, I got my income tax. I went and bought a van. I was 4 days late with my first payment. I had my autistic child, my bipolar schizophrenic wife in the back of the vehicle, and their service animal dog when they came to tow it off. And the day I became homeless was March. It's about March of this year when I had to spend 3 days off in Herman Park before I could do that. I went down to pay setters and camped out there to try to work. No, they work 1 day a week. There's no work. But after they repoed the truck, that's the day I became homeless. I'm trying to get my autistic child's got a check. My bipolar schizophrenic wife does not have a check. I just filed for disability twice this year because my health is failing. I'm 60 years old, I'm getting old. I've worked hard all my life. I've got more experience, but I'm computer illiterate. I'm illiterate, don't know how to operate one.
Yes, sir.
And my wife kind of does, but she's off in another world. And
right.
My bipolar son, now 23, moved over here and met a girl with a 3-month-old baby, and now she has his baby, and it's so they're over at the apartment, and I'm too old to be dealing with baby and drama, so it's more peaceful right here where I am.
So you decided to leave that situation because of chaotic and
chaotic, yeah, because when you get older, you can look into the future. You see what's going to happen. CPS is going to be called. The police are going to be. I can't be a part of that. I'm having a lot of health problems myself. I like being in this area because it's real close to the medical center. Ben Taub saved my life more times than I can count, and Ben Taub's my go-to hospital. And I've just had a lot on my plate. And then after camping out over there, my brother invited me over here to stay in the apartments over here, but I also have another brother who's paroling there, got a leg monitor on. There's just too many people in this apartment. And they've got 2 dogs, and they want to bring more dogs in. I can't take care of myself. How am I supposed to take care of an animal too?
Yes, sir.
People, have a little common sense. And it just amazes me of the lack of common sense that some people do have.
So you've got some options as to where to go. They're just too chaotic and not healthy for you.
Right. When you look in the future, see how things are going to go, you pull yourself out of that situation. I don't want to be a part of it. I want to be a part of it.
Yes, sir.
You want to choose what you choose. I'm in control of one person on this planet. He's talking to you. I can't control anyone. I can ask them and I can plead with them, but it's their decision to do what they're going to do. And that makes me use my right of decision to say, well, I'm not going to be around. You're supposed to get up and, work hard every day of your life. And I've done that. Well, I found out by working my fingers to the bone, all I've got is bony fingers. So it's 6 of one, half a dozen of another.
Yes, sir.
My fingers are fine.
Okay.
It's my internal organs. I'm passing a lot of blood. I was in a car wreck And instead of going to the hospital, I decided to go ahead and take the vehicle and tow it back to the apartment. Ever since then, I've been passing blood. It comes and goes and comes and goes, and it's been going on for about 15 years.
Oh, wow.
But the human body's an amazing thing. It heals itself. It's funny, you get an urge to eat something, well, your body's telling you, oh, maybe you should eat that. Well, I get the urge to eat just a bunch of chicharrones, raw fat, or liver. I need some liver today. Yeah, you know, your body tells you what you need.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And what's it like being homeless out here in Houston?
It's not good. It's not good because there's you don't really get no sleep. You're always looking over your corner. You don't know what kind of dope things creeping up on you, what they're going to ask you for, what they're doing, because most of the people on the street have a mental disorder, and I know a lot of them that are, how do you say, politely, batshit crazy. Yeah, but politely, yeah. No, I don't know. It's not good out here. It's not good out here at all.
Do people bother you over here a lot, or you get mostly left alone?
No. I have a philosophy, and Jesus Christ, an officer gave me this right here on the corner. If you have good in your heart, every person out, you need a water, you need something to drink. The lady just came up here. I gave her a can of cream and noodle soup, cream and chicken soup, and some crackers. She's sleeping over here on the curb. You help people out, and you help people out. People help you out. Well, there's 10 laws on this planet. That's called the 10 Commandments, and all these man-made laws. Well, great for man. Well, man's the only thing that's really. Thank you, Donald Trump. But no, I've lost a lot in my life. I've gained a lot in my life, and I have a lot in my life. And how I deal with it is, well, sometimes a man needs some solitude. Out here on the streets, there's no solitude because the black guy who's mentally ill comes up. I hook him up all the time. This is a new guy straight in front of me. The girl that just pulled up over here next to me. I stay away from under the bridge. Every time I go over there, all you see is a bunch of crack pipes. And no. You got to stay. It's not easy out here because everyone wants something. I'll give you what I got, but I don't have much. That's about the way I am.
Yes, sir. So you think that because you're good to people, they're good to you back?
Well, no, they watch out for me.
Okay.
I gave him some water, gave him a crust of bread, and they see someone over here starting some stuff. It's called watching your back. People are generally good in nature, and thank God for that. Thank God for that. Because I've been blessed. I've been blessed with a long life and a lot of problems, and I have a little solitude and ask God to help me with my problems. And that's what I'm doing right now because I do have a lot of problems. I should be suing Metroplex Motors for repoing the car at 11 o'clock on a Sunday night while I was in the hospital with my family in it and made me homeless in Herman Park. But I can't come up with $140. I filled out the lawsuit once. My son was going to pay it, but then he hooked up with this girl with a baby. Now he's starting a new life. The people I meet here on the street, there are good people out here. There's a lot of good people. But most people just turn a blind eye. Roll right by. Most people. But, you want to stop and have this interview, and you offer me $20. I can use $20, and sure can.
Yes, sir. And I appreciate you doing the interview with me.
Your name is?
Thomas.
Thomas.
Yes, sir.
So is this going to be on YouTube? Am I going to see am I going to go to Facebook Lite and see myself?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
You made me famous. Do I get to talk to President Trump tomorrow? All right.
I guess it depends how famous I make you. I got a couple of things I'd like to say to him about the treatment of the mentally ill and the homeless in this country. Now, I worked for Donald Trump before. He owned Texas. Then he owned the United States. Now he's trying to own the world. He needs to pull up his big girl panties and slow down and take care of home first. The government shut down the food stamps, Thanksgiving, holidays. It's like, what's going on? There's things that are illegal that should be legal and things that are legal that should be illegal.
I agree.
I don't know.
If there was one thing that you would change about your situation right now that you think would give you the most immediate relief, what would you change?
Well, in life, you need three things: communication, habitation, and transportation. When I lost my transportation, I lost my job. When they repoed my van with all my work clothes and my tools in it, they stole my life. You know, I'm out here on the streets with nothing. You know, Metroplex Motors, I'm gonna file this lawsuit because you don't steal a man's way of living, his clothes and his tools. You know, they say you have 30 days. I call them 9 days later. 9 days later, oh, I'm sorry, we threw all your stuff away. Well, what they didn't know is I just emptied a storage unit and had priceless, irreplaceable family heirlooms. I'd like to file that lawsuit, get my money back for the van. Not the van, just my material possessions that were in the van. The van's a loss. I'm gonna call it, you know, say a van, you can live in a van. I was planning on doing that. Well, 3 months before I go to work, well, now I don't have a ride to get there. All my tools and things are gone. Put me on the street. It kind of causes a little post-traumatic stress disorder.
Yes, sir.
You know, it does something to a man's mind, not be able to take his family and being having a rug pulled out from under you.
Yes, sir.
It does something to you.
Yeah, and you said that your wife has struggled with substance abuse. How do you feel like that's affected your guys' ability to be stable?
It's affected a lot. Like I said, I can ask and I can beg and I can plead, but I'm in control of one person. You know, you're going to do what you want. Well, I don't have to be around it. I really don't.
If you could give one piece of advice to anybody watching this, what piece of advice would you give?
To be watchful and to look for people in need and help them. Because what would Jesus do? Well, in my faith, take care of your family, take care of those who can't take care of themselves, the poor, the indigent, and the guy running around the middle intersection with no clothes on. You know, he needs some help. Go help someone today. That'd be my piece of advice. Just give of yourself. That would be my piece of advice.
Okay. Do you feel like empathy plays a part in that? Being able to put yourself in somebody else's shoes and understand what they're feeling?
I've been on both ends of the spectrum. I've been out driving, and I've passed me. I give them a water or something to drink. I don't give them money to enable them to continue destroying their lives. I give them something wholesome that they can use. You know, here's a meal. You know, and just that, or just acknowledging someone, just waving at them as you drive by to let them know that you're not alone out here. You know, it does make a difference. Let me go take care of my new house. I mean, my new porch guest. Oh man, bless you, man.
Yes,
bless
sir. You have a great day, sir. It was good meeting you.
You the same. Thank you, man.
Yeah.
You made my day, boss. You made my day.